know anybody who might be interested in investing, because I think the numbers crunch out really well, and this would be a good investment. Much more specific and targeted, right? So the number one thing you should be knowing right now is what's the best investment properties that are coming on the market every single day within a 50-mile radius, right? And by the way, why am I targeting investors right now? Investors have money. Right? In this market, okay, what are the best opportunities? Does anybody know? It's luxury. Not just regular luxury, something called Uber luxury. What is Uber luxury? It can be 5 million. In certain markets, it can be even 2 million. Okay? What's price jumping? We've talked about price jumping. Lance talks about price jumping all the time. You should know what price jumping is. Price jumping is you bought a house 7 years ago, right? You bought it for $700,000. How much equity do you have right now? A lot, right? So number one, you had the equity maybe when you bought, you had a good down payment, and now that $700,000 house is worth maybe what? Maybe $1 million, right? But is it worth 1.5? Probably not, right? So sometimes, I bought for 7, it's worth $1 million. It might be, maybe it'll go up to 1.1, 1.2 sometime down the road, but it's kind of capped right there. But the properties that are like 1.7, they're not moving necessarily as fast. So now, if I can negotiate down, so you kind of maximize right here, you're right here, so there's one for 1.7, maybe your house is worth $1 million. $700,000 jump sounds really crazy, but maybe they're willing to negotiate down to 1.5. And all of a sudden, you might be in a price jumping scenario, especially if they got rid of a car payment and they're not going to buy a car because car payments are super high. Would y'all agree with that? Mm-hmm. Used to be where a car payment was $500. Now, with insurance and the cost of cars, it's like $1,000, right? I mean, cars are really expensive, cars and trucks. So it's just like, oh, instead of buying a car, why don't you get rid of a car, make an investment on a house, and you've got a price jumping scenario. So right now, I should know all the best investment opportunities and all the best luxury opportunities. Because I'm target marketing a very specific audience member, which are people with money, and they're a little bit less concerned about interest rates. By the way, when somebody says, oh, I'm going to wait for interest rates to drop, what should your response be? Honestly, like I ask this every single time I'm talking, and people don't have a response. If you're realtors, right, you should actually know, not because you're trying to be a sleazy salesperson, but because you should actually know the answer. I'm waiting for interest rates to drop. My friend, who just moved down to Southern California, San Diego, is going to be teaching over there. And so he bought a $150,000 Airstream, and he's got to now buy a $100,000 truck to pull the $100,000 Airstream because he is waiting for interest rates to drop before buying down in San Diego.
Prices are going to go up.
So what's the response when somebody says, I'm going to wait for interest rates to drop? You could ask that, but I'm being a little bit more direct, right? Which is, what do you think is going to happen when interest rates, or if interest rates actually drop?
Prices are going up.
Now, this is a professor, by the way, right? This is a smart guy, but he's not understanding that right now in this market, there's already bidding wars, right? And so if interest rates drop, more buyers are going to come up. People who are like, hey, I've got a 3% interest rate, I'm not going to sell this house. So the demand of inventory is not going to all of a sudden open up because interest rates necessarily drop. So all of a sudden he was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. So my response, and every time, so when I talk to people, I'm waiting for interest rates to drop. You know when the best time to buy a house is?
When interest rates
are high.
Yeah.
Because you have a little less competition. And what are the chances? Anybody in mortgage over here? Okay, one person mortgage over here. The chances of you refinancing are extremely high, right? So buy now, where there might be a little less competition, and over the next 5 years, rebuy. Because you're going to probably do that anyway, right? So I'm not being a salesperson, I'm just being honest, okay? So I'm going to try to unlock as much inventory as possible with the right sales scripts, right? In order to have the right sales scripts and opportunities, I got to find, now, I wonder why I'm so stuck all the time. And a lot of you are thinking, oh, I procrastinate. It's not procrastination. I try to go around telling everybody it's not procrastination. It's because it's just not super clear what the immediate next step is. Like today, you're going to be like, oh my God, I've got so much to do. But you're going to be stuck, and a lot of you won't make any behavioral changes tomorrow or the day after that because you weren't extremely clear on what's the immediate next thing that I'm supposed to do right now. Okay, so by the way, I've already emailed these slides to Jason, so he'll get over, and Natalie, so that they'll get it over to you. But so you don't have to take notes on any of the slides, but always take a note in terms of a specific action item that you'll take in the next 7 days, right? So I'm always talking about that. Okay, so 2023 AI, the main word is connectivity. And this is a 3-hour workshop, which I've condensed down to 2 hours. And now I'm only giving a 30-minute version. Okay, so we'll only do that, the 30-minute version. I can always do a Zoom with you guys and give you the rest. The question that I think Nick earlier would ask, or he gets asked was, I get asked all the time. What is marketing? And the number one question I get asked is, what's the best CRM? And when anybody says, what's the best CRM? I'm like, they're asking the wrong question. Okay? They're asking the wrong question. CRM, the reason why people say, what's the best CRM to use, is because they're disorganized. Honestly, they're looking for an organization, process, and system, hoping that magic will happen in this CRM system. But before you can talk about a CRM, you've got to talk about something called a CMS. Okay? And a CMS is, who knows, besides Jason, who knows what a CMS is? Besides marketing people, what's a CMS? It's not client, it's content management system. There's content that's got to be, as you should know, relevant to me, right? To your consumers, right? So there's relevant content, and then you got to have a management and a regular system. So a content management system that feeds into a customer relationship management system that tracks the data and all that kind of stuff, right? But it all starts with the right content, Okay, I've been working on my golf game, as I talk about golf all the time. I've completely changed my swing, by the way. Oh. So now, because I've completely changed my swing, my brain, my reticular activator is focused on this kind of world. So then all of a sudden my consumption of content, as you can see from my YouTube profile, is starting to shift these days to specifically golf swings, golf grips, and golf equipment, right? So right now, that's just kind of where my brain is, just a little bit, right? Along with all these amazing places to go to Japan, because my son is moving to Japan in a week, and I'm going to be visiting him, and so it's kind of like, oh, where's all the places to go and eat and all that? So YouTube, Google is really good about creating an amazing content delivery system via video in the form of shorts. People that I'm not subscribed to, they just have algorithms that's going to constantly be feeding me, right? Stay over here. So I don't even go to Facebook. I don't have time for Facebook, because when I do go to Facebook, I spend time in it. I'm like, I don't have the time right now, but I do go to YouTube a lot. So that's kind of my world, right? So the YouTube world. And for YouTube, because this question is a question all the time on video, oh, the videos have got to be short, right? No. The videos have got to be contextual to what it is that you're delivering at the time. Because if I see a 1-minute video on a golf swing thing, I won't even watch it, right? Because I want long form in that case. I want something more educational. So everything just kind of depends on the context of the consumer. So as Emmanuel talked also about, ultimate client relationship, I just have to get to know my clients really well. And this is where the artificial intelligence can actually help us in this matter. Okay, so as soon as we start talking about artificial intelligence, let's just make sure we're all talking about the same artificial intelligence, because a lot of times when you hear artificial intelligence, people are still talking about general artificial intelligence. Okay, general artificial intelligence is like the Terminator movies, and they're going to take over the codes, and they're going to fire nuclear weapons, and they're going to do all these. That's general artificial intelligence. But when you hear of something called ChatGPT, right, the GPT stands for a generative pre-trained transformer. And all generative means is that, we're going to take just data from the internet that's been around for all these years. We've watched every single YouTube video. We know all the content that exists. And based upon this massive pool of data, we're going to generate, based upon a prompt that you give us, a question you give us, we're going to probably give you a pretty good answer based upon this data set. So it's extremely limited artificial intelligence. But the beautiful thing about that is that's what we want as real estate professionals. That's what we want as marketers, as salespeople, because it's all of a sudden going to give us this entire world of new things that we can do. So help wanted marketing intern, right? All this GPT, Bard, Bing, the new Bing, right? All these are just basically helping us as a marketing intern. So it's almost like you got 3 marketing interns. You're the lead, you've got this team, and they're following you around all the time. Right? You wake up, they're right there. How can we help you today, right? What are you gonna work on today? Hey, we're here, so just like, what should we do right now? So they're there with you at all times. So for my phone, right, my cell phone, now I've got an Android, I've got an, what do you call it, an iPhone as well. So there is a ChatGPT specific app that you can now download, right? And make sure it is the one by OpenAI. That's the main company. You can download that app. You can connect it to Siri as an advanced thing if you want to ask Siri, right? Then, and all of a sudden, like, you can basically create all that. You got to pay a couple of bucks for that first function. For me, I just have ChatGPT, because if you use Google Chrome as your browser, actually you can use any of the browsers, you can add just the page as, it looks like an app, right? But just that particular page, as an app. So I can click on it. So I've got ChatGPT as one. I've got Bard as another one, right? So that's Google, so bard.google.com. So that's your other one. And I've got Bing. So Bing, there is an app for both, Android as well as iOS. And so all three of these are all my marketing assistants. I can ask it the same exact question, and all three of them will give me kind of different answers. Some will be similar. And if I regenerate, it's going to give me different answers on each one of them, right? So you should all know that. And the funny thing is, I just recently did this. I did it on my mobile device simultaneously to asking my laptop of the same platform, and it still gave me kind of significantly different answers. Okay, so it's kind of almost like in person in that way. It's kind of the same, but also kind of different almost every time. So always think about clicking regenerate from that perspective. So let's just start out. So here's one from Bard. And this is a general rule for all of them. Identify yourself. So you're logged in, you've got the account and all that, and these are all the free versions. I'm a real estate agent. Always start out, who are you, right? You could also do, you're my real estate mentor. You can literally say that. You're my real estate mentor, or I'm a real estate agent. In this case, what's a good script I can use to talk to clients? So then it says, here's a sample real estate agent script you can use to talk to clients, introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Howard Chung. I'm with John Scott Real Estate. I'm calling to see if you have any questions. I'm like, that's not exactly what I was looking for, right? And so I went more specific. I said, I'm looking for a script I can use to touch base with clients I already know and who are in my sphere of influence. That's very specific, right? And it gave me an email script. I didn't ask for an email script. I wasn't thinking about an email script, but that's what it gave me. It gave me an email texted script. I'm like, hey, actually, that was pretty good. Hey, Russ, I hope this email finds you well. I'm reaching out to touch base and just see how you're doing. I know it's been a while since we last spoke. It's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. So from that perspective, I can use it. I can edit it. And I really don't think Russ would have known that it was written by an AI, right? So because it seems still kind of pretty personal. And then if you give me tips at the bottom, be personal and friendly, be genuine and sincere, be timely and relevant, be helpful and offer value, be grateful and appreciative. That's not just, like an AI. I mean, that's like a coach, right? That is truly a coach. I'm a real estate agent. It's giving me all the tips. So why wouldn't we use this? It's just like Google. I mean, can you imagine a world before Google, right? Or before Maps? It takes time to start to think through on a regular basis. Oh, I gotta start to use this. So every single morning, when you first hop onto email, you also want to open up all your tabs. I would encourage you to have one on Bing, have open one on chat.openai.com, which is ChatGPT, as well as one on Bard, and you got 3 tabs open, and it's just what am I gonna work on today? What am I going to work on from a sales, from a lead generation, from a listing appointment, from a touching base with somebody, right? So it's going to give you the exact right thing to say, or pretty close to it, so that you can make the edit. So that's just a kind of a starting out place. So let's move on to the next one. Oh, we talked about data, the importance of data, the importance of data. And I think earlier, we were talking about video a little bit, or do we use video or not? I personally think this is, whether you're uncomfortable with it or not, you got to be on video. I think video is super important. I think there's different ways to do video. I think sometimes we feel like we need to be the center, the star of the video at all times, which we don't. It needs to be the content itself, but in the form of voice. So it could just be our voice, but also delivered through video. But what are the top questions that homeowners have when thinking of selling their home? Now, in this case, I didn't say I'm a real estate agent, right? Although now that, of course, that's been pre-trained, so it probably has some context there. But now it says, here are the top questions that homeowners have when they're thinking of selling their home. This is not I don't have to wonder. I wonder what content I should create today. If it's regarding selling their home, number one, how much is my home worth? What's the best time of year to sell my home? How long will it take to sell my home? How much does it cost to sell my home? Should I make repairs before listing my home? Should I use a real estate agent? How do I get my home ready for sale? How do I negotiate with buyers? What are closing costs? What happens if my home doesn't sell? And at this point, you've probably watched enough YouTube videos to know some of these little formulas. Hey everybody, it's Howard Chung with John Scott Real Estate. In this video, I'm going to talk about the top 10 things that home sellers always ask when they're thinking about selling their home. Number one, and I'm going to be like, how much is my home worth? I can ask ChatGPT. How do I describe, give me a video script on how to explain to a home seller like how much their home is worth. So maybe they're going to all of a sudden give me a better response of a comparative market analysis, right? Because it's all right there, right? So this is literally the copywriting marketing assistant, and everything that's coming out in script, copy, paste, teleprompter app on my phone, right? So at this point, it's teleprompter app every single time. So it's just like, okay, I'm just reading it, practicing my smiling, my little nuances, and it's going to be practically perfect every single time. 3 takes is the rule. Always do 3 takes. No more than the 3 takes. Read it 3 times. You can combine it if you're going to do editing, or just pick one of the 3. Voila, you're done with a 60-second to 5-minute video if you wanted to. But the whole idea is all the content is there. I never have to worry about what do I talk about next. What's going to be the script? That was always the biggest challenge. I don't know what to say. I don't sound good in video. You know what? If you had a script and you're using a teleprompter, you're going to sound pretty good. That's going to get rid of so much of the concern and anxiety about video. By the way, at this point, besides the teleprompter and scripts, everybody should understand something called A-roll and B-roll. What's the difference? What is A-roll? Anybody know what A-roll is? A-roll is, hey everybody, it's Howard Chung with John Scott Real Estate. In this video, I'm going to talk, that's A-roll. I'm talking, I'm giving you content, right? B-roll is, the first thing you should do is stage your house. So that as I'm talking about staging my house, what is the B-roll?
Showing us
The drone coming over a house. And all of you who basically have old archived video content of homes, photos of homes, drone footage that you hired somebody that sold 3 years ago, but you have that drone footage, guess what? You all know how have amazing B-roll content. So now you're going to drag and drop as you're talking about these things. So maybe literally it's the bumper, what's called the bumper, the intro, which is, hey everybody, I'm Howard Chung with John Scott Real Estate, and this video, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden the B-roll starts to come in. And if you watch anything from now on, whether it's online, a newscast, something on TV, a streaming show, whatever it is, notice that they change shots every 3 to 5 seconds, right? It's pretty rare that you see the same exact shot of somebody talking for more than 3 to 5 seconds. So it goes 3 to 5 seconds, they change the angle, they add B-roll, then same thing with news, they do it in the same exact fashion, they basically start pointing and going to different directions. So that is just the simple process that you just need to think about. Oh, that's how I keep people's attention. Okay, what are the top questions that potential home buyers have when they're thinking about buying a home? How much can I afford? What kind of mortgage do I need? What are the closing costs? What are the home inspection costs? What are the property taxes? What are the HOA fees? What are the schools like? What's the crime rate like? What are the amenities over there? What's the commute like? Can you answer all those? Probably. Hey everybody, it's Howard Chung with John Scott, Real Estate, and in this video, I've got my special guest, who's my mortgage person, so-and-so, and he's going to talk to you about what mortgages are really like right now in 2023, in June of 2023. And then you have them take it away. Or you do a little mini interview, side by side. And of course, you should all have, where's my little, what is this? It looks like, it looks just like this.
Earbud?
Right? Looks very similar, right? So I pull this guy out, and I put that onto what? On my smartphone. Then I've got 2, this is a battery pack, so I've got 2 Bluetooth wireless microphones, right? One to me, one to my guest, and voila, I've got the best audio quality on this thing ever. It's incredible. And it even takes out all the wind noise, background noise, all of it, it's gone. But you know what? Ever hear a really bad audio from your phone? Okay, you upload it to Adobe, right? Now it's for free service. I think it's Adobe. Oh, I forgot the thing, but it's a free AI solution. Horrible audio quality. You upload the audio to the Adobe, and then it spits out like a podcast recording studio level. Takes out all the background, echoing noise, all of it. It's incredible. For free. That's what AI is doing right now. It's like that. It's AI doing that work instantly with an audio upload. So you can get one of these. I highly recommend it. But then also audio with video. If you want to separate it, upload it to Adobe, then of course that'll change it up for you. Yeah.
We're all going to Amazon and buying those, but what do you call that device?
It's just a Bluetooth microphone, right? Like just a Bluetooth wireless, like smartphone, set. And if you go to johnscottvideos.com, I put the link. It's how much do you think it costs?
$30.
$30.
$39. So that's right there. $39. Okay. So in any case, yeah. What's the crime rate like? Oh, who should I talk to? Who should I interview for the crime rate?
The police
The
officer.
local police officer, right? What about the schools? The local school teacher, the local school principal, right? A local parent of the PTA. So if you belong to that school district and you didn't even, you weren't even thinking about buying or selling a house, is that interesting content? Content management system. How do I deliver it? How do I deliver it? Where is it delivered? Well, sure. On one, you would upload it to your Facebook, for example. You would tag the school or whoever else that you're doing, right? That's one. But where else would you do it? Every single time. You have to do a separate upload to YouTube. Why? For SEO, long-term purposes, right? So that when you're Google searched, whether it's the school or any of those kind of things up on YouTube, then that video is searched, and then they like your channel because you're providing all sorts of relevant real estate information. So that's for people you don't know is YouTube, and people you know is Facebook, Instagram, and so on, right? So they're two separate uploads. You don't share links from one another, two separate uploads, right? Same exact content. Howard, shouldn't I shorten up with the video for Instagram, Facebook? You can, but here's the thing. When it's on Facebook, yes, shorter is better, except even if they look at it for 4 or 5 seconds, hey, it's Howard Chung with this video, like, okay, and they scroll on, I've still made a brand impression. So even if it's a long form video and it's not played all the way through, it's okay. I'll go ahead and upload the 4 or 5 minute video because it still makes a great brand impression. Okay, so moving on. I'm a real estate agent. I have a buyer. I'm telling you how specific I'm being right now. I have a buyer waiting for homes to come on the market, right? And I need a script to contact potential home sellers who might be interested in selling to my buyer. That's very specific, right? Do you all have a buyer waiting for a property to come on the market, right? And as soon as that property comes on the market, what's your concern? Multiple offers, right? So what should you be doing? Jason, would it be okay to contact the particular community you actually want to buy a house in, and just identify you just by first name and just the fact that you're interested in the neighborhood? The fact that you're looking for a 2,500 square foot approximate, blah, blah, blah. Because yes, that would be great, Howard. So number one, my buyer's impressed. But now I can have a bona fide buyer that I'm reaching out to the community. Hey, everybody, my name is Howard Chung with John Scott Real Estate. I've got a buyer. His name is Jason. He's got an amazing family, and they're looking for specifically for it. So I can do it online. I can knock on doors, right? But you get the idea. I can then do targeted marketing advertising so that people understand, I've got a buyer. It's a bona fide buyer. He's not lying. I don't think he's lying. Does he really have a buyer or is he just making this up? No, I've got a real actual buyer, right, who's looking for a property in that particular community. So we talked about standing above and beyond. These are all the type of things. Plus, a script is already written for me now, right, that I can tweak out. So I'm just trying to give you ways and ideas. Normally, when you get stuck with a situation, you don't think about asking your marketing intern. But now, as far as a team, every challenge, situation, solution, you should be asking, hey, what about this situation? What should I say? And it acts as an amazing script creator on your behalf, right? Okay, so I never thought I'd actually go back to Bing, but I have. Holy moly, Bing, what? Are they still around? Yeah, so, and then when you go to Bing for the first time and then you log in, they'll say, do you want it to be the more creative or the standard? Switch it to the more creative, actually. So that's for real estate. So switch it to more creative. So here's another one. I'm a real estate agent. I'm on Bing now. I'm a real estate agent. I'm on Bing, not search, but chat. Bing chat, right? So there's 2 tabs. One's the regular Bing search, one's the chat, and the chat is the AI-powered one with, that you hear all the billions of dollars being spent. What are some quick ways for me to get some business? Okay, so that's a general question. Build a website, create a blog, use social media. That is all right there, the CMS. You guys catch that? Build a website, create a blog, use social media. That's all about CMS, the content. Right? We're talking about social media as well. It's all content. Then leverage a CRM, a delivery vehicle. Okay. The reason why I want to point this out is because the content management systems for most brokers and the CRM database management on a scale like that, back to the credit thing, like on a scale from a 850 being the highest or whatever. A lot of us right now, if I check any one of your databases, boo. Old data, bad data, incorrect data, wrong email addresses. They've moved from that house. You guys know what I'm talking about? They got divorced years ago and you still have the couple paired in a single contact form. All that kind of stuff. I would say spend 4 hours this week. Don't ask an assistant to do it. You do it. You go into every single one of the contacts and as it knows, right, be curious about them. I wonder what they're up to. I wonder how they are. Check their Facebook. Check their social media. What are they up to? Did they just get back from vacation? Did they have a kid who just graduated high school or college or whatever it is? Just check in because you're curious. Because you actually care about them. Because this was an actual client, one of the 1 to 200, right? A lot of times that data is so bad. And then from there, message them. Hey, is this still your phone number? And you find like, shoot, I don't even have them contact in my cell phone. Add them, right? You know where you can message them if you're not a Facebook friend? Because I've got Facebook friends. But then I also have LinkedIn contacts. LinkedIn, most of you have forgotten, you can practically connect with anybody on LinkedIn. Once they've accepted your connection, you've messaged them through LinkedIn. A lot of times they'll share their contact information, including email address on LinkedIn, but they won't on Facebook. Or it's not like that on Facebook, right? So 2 different platforms, make sure you're also on LinkedIn because you can actually connect with all these people that way. Okay, so these are some ways to generate business. I'm a real estate agent. What are some good social media posts? And so it's just like new listings. Video walkthroughs, market update, and yet market update, as much as we talked about it, almost none of you have signed up your clients for the John Scott Housing Update. Even though we get a 50% open rate, which is off the chart, most of you have not signed up anybody because I don't know how, or I don't want to spam them. That's not, you're missing the boat. If you think it's spam, it's not spam. If you've given especially if they've given you permission because they want relevant real estate updates, that is really important. Mistakes to avoid, neighborhood guide, home makeover, interior. You can just see like, and then it gives you all and offer valuable tips. I mean, it's just on and on and on and on. It's going to give you so many marketing ideas. Oh, let me talk about this one. I received this email from Waste Management Bagster. Anytime you get an email from a large corporation of some kind, they have a marketing department that has data and they've done research, writing specific headlines, subject lines, all of that. So don't forget, save on collection, spring cleaning with a Bagster bag from Waste Management. So I get this email, it says spring cleaning, and it's in the bag. I'm like, what is this email from Bagster from Waste Management? And evidently, it's a big box like that you can get. You can put 3,300 pounds. I think that's what it is, 3,300 pounds into this thing. And they'll pick it up for $200. $200, right? That's a really good deal. So I was just like, that's a really good deal. So then I asked ChatGPT in this particular case, write me a promo email script on the benefits of using the WM Bagster. Doesn't even know what it is? Of course, it writes me an incredible, right? Here's the benefits. Ease of use, affordable, convenient, environmentally friendly. So then I said, convert this last email into a video script I can use for social media. And it literally writes me out like shot of a person using the WM Bagster. Do this and say that. So it gives me an entire video script. Then I said, now write me a short social media post with ideas of an image and text. And of course it gives me that, right? So based upon very little creativity here, an email that came to me, I went to ChatGPT, asked it several questions, and now it's just like, oh. So then now I'm a resource of really good information for home safety, home maintenance, anything about the house. That should be me, right? That's how I'm branding myself. That's my reputation. Oh, then 80-15-5, I heard that as in a webinar that was really good. Use any one of the systems, right? 80%, then convert it, right? Write 15% of your own. So add it, embellish it, edit it, do all that. Then put it back in and have it correct spelling and grammar for you. Right? So it's 80-15-5. So there's a good little rule of thumb. Okay. Moving on. Of course, the city stuff. What's it like to live in Mukilteo, Washington? Click regenerate 3 times. Every single one. It's an amazing script. So it could be voiceover only with like some drone footage or home images they've got of the community. So that's another one. This is a picture. I could have picked, there's 3,300 John Scott agents. I could have picked 3,000 of them. And it'd be the same exact script. Okay, even after all this time, nobody has updated their about section. Shame, 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 right? If somebody is coming to your website, they're either gonna look for listings because you redirect them to Property Truck or one of those methods, or they're checking your credibility because you were recommended possibly, right? And if they see the same, which is not really about you, then that's a problem. So that's where I said, I'm a real estate agent with many years of experience. Write me a personal bio that I can use to market to clients about my real estate services, including local expertise, negotiations, and trustworthiness, because I know that those are the top 3 things that consumers ask for. And what does it give me? It was like down to this long, using all of that. And it was amazing. But then I said, you know what? Rewrite this so that's in the first person throwing it up. Give me a much better one, right? And so now there's my about me. Now that I've got my about me, are they going to read that? No. So then now what does this become? A video script, right? So then I can have a YouTube video, embed it, and voila, I've got my video done as well, right? Okay, so I only have 1 minute left. Okay, so neighborhood, any neighborhood that you live in that you like, Nick did this. Very specific, Chateau Woods in Woodinville. He said, write me a video script about, or write me some information about Chateau Woods in Woodinville. And they gave it to him. Now here, there should be a video or images of Chateau Woods, right? But you want to start a geographic farm, that's what you do. Of course, listings, you would use, the same exact thing, better listing descriptions and all those kind of things. I'm going to skip all this stuff here because I don't have the time. But just know that Zillow is doing a really good job notifying all your customers about the best content, which is listings. Listings in the neighborhood, not that necessarily they're interested in buying, but because they live in the neighborhood, they're very, very curious. If you had a listing, right, with a real estate sign go up in your neighborhood, you're going to be curious, not just as a real estate agent, but as a consumer. That's why we have to follow some of the models. 80% of sellers do not have a pre-selected agent. How is that when you sold them the property? And they said they were happy with you, but 80% still have not pre-selected. But 80% of consumers will decide to use you after watching the video of you, so many of you still don't have the video. Now, in this particular case over here, we already talked about it. If you Google your name and you don't have, in this case, at least 30 Google reviews, not Zillow reviews, Google reviews, and videos, they might not ever click on website and actually check out more. This is the first page of your website. I don't know if you thought about that. This is page 1. Then one of the other things is your page 2, right? Whatever they click on next. But as soon as they type in your name and they don't see something like this, that's trouble. So we definitely need to improve our digital online presence, including all those reviews and creating video. Since 2023, the video marketing statistics, it's even increased higher since COVID. That's all people do now. They only watch videos. Nobody reads anything. Everything is videos, right? So it's just telling you over and over and over again. There's the thing, right? For $40, make sure you have one of those. PromptSmart is the teleprompter app that I would encourage you to do. Try it for 7 days. Throw in your credit card. It's like $3 a month or something like that. Then cancel it, and then I think you still have access to all the premium features. So then when you're reading it, it auto scrolls on your behalf. All that good stuff. So it looks like that kind of, I've talked about that for a long time. Last couple things, if you can stay for 2 minutes, dropbox.com/chapter. If you have Dropbox, download the capture tool. This is for your computer now. This is where you're not like the main person, but on your video, you're the small little bubble. So now I want to send Jason a market update. I'm going to go to my website, click the orange button, buy side. I've got his home address. I type it in, and so I've got his buy side. And I'm going to send them a one-way push. Hey, Jason, it's Howard. Hope you're doing really well. I'm giving all my clients a little buy-side update for June of 2023. So here's basically what's happening in the market right now. Here's what the Zestimate says. Of course, it's not exactly worth that. It's actually worth a little amount more. And there's 72 people right now looking for a home just like yours. So just want to give you that little update. Hope you're doing really well. And boom, I send them off what? A Dropbox link. I didn't upload this to YouTube. I didn't upload it to Facebook. It's automatically going to be captured in my Dropbox as an automatic link. And I just sent them that. So it's a one-to-one video push. And it's not about editing or doing any of that kind of stuff. It's just a simple little market update. How about the following? Hey, Jason, it's Monday. Just want to give you a little update in terms of what the market activity was like on your listing this weekend. And I basically do a seller report on Monday via video, and I'm showing all the statistics on the screen. And it's a one-way video push. I'm just sending them a Dropbox link. What about a buyer? Hey, Jason, nothing new on the market within your criteria came on the market this week, but I did identify this one other property that's $300,000 more than you were asking for, and it's much smaller and way outside your area, but I thought I'd send it to you anyway because it's still worth taking a look at. So let's go take a look at it for fun. So I can send videos along that line, just capturing my screen and doing that type of thing, right? And of course, make sure you have a higher camera angle. All of you should have better looking backdrops now at home. Some of you have terrible backdrops. Bad lighting. Watch a YouTube video on how to like transform your house a little bit, right? Just do a couple things. CapCut.com is the recommended free video editing software, both online, downloadable to your laptops, right? Whether it's Mac or PC, and there's a mobile app. It's owned by the company that owns TikTok, Fan something, right? But the only thing you need to know is if you use the music and then upload to YouTube and Facebook and all that, then it can be flagged. So my recommendation is don't use the music. Is the one thing. Get music software somewhere else, license, upload it. As long as it's not from within the internal system. That way, you basically are using free software, and it won't be removed from the other platforms and stuff. So CapCut.com. Okay, the last thing I want to end with is this. Well, all know how to do screen captures, right? 2 buttons and it takes a picture. Did you know that all your mobile devices also can do screen recordings?
Yes.
So screen recordings, add it to your little drop-down, like homepage section. For Apple devices, do a long press and enable the microphone that way. For Android devices, it will actually say, do you want to, do the microphone enabled? And then what you can do is take videos, right? And then this is CapCut, the app, and then like I did this little.
This is Howard Chung on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. For those of you who love Star Wars like me. But I just want to give you a little market update in terms of what's happening in the city of Mukilteo.
So I'm on the mobile app, I'm taking emails, I'm taking different video clips, I added a little music track. So I did the whole thing on my phone in just a couple of minutes, right? So the point is you can just take, like if you know how to do Instagram, like Reels, or using TikTok and adding videos and adding music and all that, it's the same exact ideas, okay? All right, finally, things for you to do this week. All of you right now should know, the best luxury listing of the week right now is what? You should go preview listings, do it with groups, take a look at ridiculously expensive listings, talk about them. Don't feature the listings without permission on video, right? But you can be on the street. Hey everybody, it's Howard Chung. In this video, I just want to talk about the top 3, listing, like luxury listings I've taken a look at. It's amazing. There's some amazing opportunities out there, so you can talk about in general. If you're curious about which listings I'm talking about right now, ping me or DM me, and I'll send those links over to you. So take a look at luxury listings, all sorts of unique properties that are out there. You can do, of course, the Picasso deal, which Jason's very familiar with. I've seen his videos. But this one right here, be an investment expert. Most of your clients do not see you as an investment expert. So become an investment expert. Yes, even those properties that are like $700,000, $800,000, think of them as investments with $300,000 down. Then all of a sudden you got a $500,000 mortgage. Will rent cover it, right? Cover that mortgage payment. And if the answer is yes, do a video about it, right? Talk about the numbers. Be very, very specific about what rents are going for. Rents are still high. Do the data research. Okay, I lied. One more. Next door. Next door. Right here in my next door community, there's 432 people, right? Become the mayor of next door on a personal level. Write good things. So the question here is looking for a reliable and reputable landscaper, right? It was the question, right? So be a really good resource. Do not sell yourself, obviously. Share really great images and be like a neighborhood community member, be a good community member, and then do a boost, right, from time to time on Nextdoor. Does that make sense? So you're basically being a good local neighbor, and then start the geographic farm, right? All the access home tools and stuff. I paid $2 for this report, right? I got all of that in the coordinates. I didn't pay for phone numbers or email addresses, but I paid $2 for like all multiple thousands. Then on that Excel spreadsheet, this is kind of Excel spreadsheet 101. I sorted by purchase date. Here's all the people who bought since the 1995, right? So the chance that people who bought in 95, 96, 97, they're maybe more likely to sell than somebody who bought last year. So I can do targeted lists, and then I could even do the captions like, have you been in the home for a while? Right? So I can do creative, clever things. What about purchase price, right? Got equity? What about lot size? Need more space? Right? So you can basically start to take some of these lists, sort it, and then create very specific campaigns designed based around a simple Excel spreadsheet you can get for $2 from Access Home Tools. Okay, so I think I'm going to end there. Oh! You guys can go at this point.
There's more.
You guys can go at this point. I mean, this is my pared down version, right? If you have not been to USPS.com, make sure you do this. Sign up for informed delivery. You will now receive an email every single day that says, here's what's coming in your mailbox. They say 40% of people have signed up for this around the country. 40%, right? So now I never have to worry about what's coming in my mailbox. I'm never curious because I get an email the day before or 2 days before. It's actually delivered. Here's what's coming in my mailbox, everything's scanned. But right now what's for free is if you do decide to do a farming campaign, postcards or whatever, you can also upload the color versions for free with links to your website and to lead capture and things of that nature, right? So instead of a black and white scanned image of your postcard, it can be a color version like this value pack one as an example, right? That's all available. Just go to USPS.com, check it out. Okay, so you can also ask Bear Printing. They're the ones I'm going to do a program with along this line as well. Okay, there's some video examples. Done.